Hello everyone, here is a little tour of my magical room. It is very random and very, as you'll see, I'm very, we'll say thrifty with how I put things together. So first we have this sign over the door going into my room. It's just a cute wooden sign with felt on it that I found at a discount store during Halloween. And I just thought it was really cute. So spells, yeah. It says spells, wicked potions, and spells galore, made with the ingredients and intentions pure. Well, I mean, that's not always true, but I really like it. It looks like a book, which spells, it's just really cute. So it's kind of, you know, a precursor to what's inside. Okay, so once inside, here on the door, I do have a pentacle. Just to help guard the room. It's really old. This is a pentacle I bought from Spencer's in the mall back in 2007. I remember it well, the day that I got it, because I was so excited. Okay, next we have this little corner, it's actually for a shower, this corner shelf thing. I have a bag of cork tops. I have an empty spray bottle. I have these glass bottles, which I love very much. I have some golden string, and it's a little glittery, and I love it. Oh, this is a really, really old incense burner of a Hindu, like a guru, I guess you would say. He's really old and really beat up. But I bought him and he looked like that. I got him from a thrift store and he's fabulous. I recently just put him away because he's so old. I think this dates back to the 70s and he's chipped and he's old and I don't want to hurt him anymore. I have these plastic cauldrons. I got these also from a dollar store. Almost everything I have comes from like the Dollar Tree. These are very cute and I use them for spell work, and I just love them very much. See, moving over here, we've got a bottle of Patron, but it's not actually Patron. So inside, we've got this blue water. It kind of reads green here on camera, that I've made. It's been consecrated, colored blue. It's heavily salted. It's a very salty water. I use it for potion making and spell work in general. Under here, we have these gold wires. This is wire. It's bendable wire. I've got 3 of them. And I like using those in spells as well. And in making simple jewelry and crafts that I use in my warlockery. Those also came from the Dollar Tree. I've got this bottle. This is also an alcohol bottle of Douce. If you've never had Douce and you are of age, you should try it. But I saved the bottle because it looks really cool. I mean, hello. And this is also consecrated water. Well, I was going to say who I consecrated this with, but I kind of want to keep it private. But as you can see, there's like stuff floating inside. I won't go too much into everything that's in it or who I consecrated it to, but it's pretty awesome water. It looks almost like smoke in the water, which I appreciate. Then we have this little baby bottle of Patron as well, and in it is new moon water. Then I use water a lot, you guys. So then we have flamingo water, which you may be like, what is that? So you've heard of Florida water. That's sort of my take on that. I love the flamingo as a totem animal. It is a part of my totem pole of animals. I love the flamingo dearly, very dearly. And I found this jar and had to get it. So this is water consecrated by the spirit of the flamingo. Then we have this jar that is kind of like a Christmas tree. It has a special blend of herbs. You can see there's bay leaves in there that I will take out, further crunch up in my mortar and pestle, and usually burn as incense. There is star anise in there. But it's a lot of different things. It's a recipe that I recreate a lot. It's a lot of different types of plants, a lot. And keeping it in this tree jar just kind of felt right. Then we have these jars, which I also love. I got these from the all of this is from the Dollar Tree, let's be honest. But this is a little bit of water I have left over of melted snow. This is pink salt, which I am almost out of. Oh, and back here we do have some incense that I rarely burn, very rarely burn. It is, what kind was this? Oh, it is a honey incense, a sweet honey. So there's that. Then we have, sorry, my camera's going all over the place. Then we have rice, just some white rice. I like using rice in spells a lot. Up here, and this is, by the way, this here is just a DVD tower. Well, formerly it's actually originally created to be a VHS tower. That's how old I am. So next we have essential oils. This is orange essential oil, and I put it in this little lucky bottle. Then we have some regular sea salt. Back here we have witch hazel, little witch hazel. Love witch hazel. We have melatonin. You would think, why would you use this in spell work? But I use melatonin usually in curses, hexes, jinxes that I perform to lull my enemies to sleep, to put them off of me, so to say, off my trail. So that's a little tidbit for you. Melatonin. Use it in spell work. It's awesome. Then we have just a little bit more salt. You can never have too much salt. Then we have a huge amount of star anise. I love star anise. This is a mixture of ground star anise seeds all together. Star anise is a really great herb. I encourage you to check it out if you never have. Then we have this bottle of green liquid that has dissolved crystals in it. It's got some of my own hair in it. It is an elixir just for me, to be used by me and no one else, to help me in spell work. And then we have this sprayer, which I have showed before. It's made for spraying plants. It's a long distance spray, and it's Cardamom Spray. And this is just some extra that I have. You can see it separates after you let it set for a while. Then I have an incense mix that I made specifically for Shiva and other Hindu deities at large. You can see some of the herbs in there. You can identify some of those. But it is an herbal mix that I make to burn as an offering, just specifically for when I work with my Hindu spirits. As you all know, I love Hindu spirits. Love them. Up here on the top shelf, we have a statue of Ganesha. Love Ganesha. He's got a couple of different rings and things on him that I've given him as offerings. There's a necklace of Shiva here with an Om on the back. We have a little jewelry of an elephant. We have Shiva's trident. Well, it's not really a trident, but you get the idea. Then there's this coaster, which, of course, this is definitely not Hindu looking. It's very Greco-Roman, but it's just a coaster that I use to lay offerings on and burn candles on up here. Over here we have, this is an old Santa, this is funny. This is an old Santa Claus figurine that I colored with a crayon to be Odin. Cue your laughs here. That's why one eye is colored and the other is not, because as you know, he is missing an eye. I love Odin. Here are offerings that I have to Odin, as well as some ash from some stuff that I burned recently to Odin. But yeah, we have Dalmatian stone. We've got these stones here. We have a chain. And we have a pendant of the world tree. I love Odin. Now off to the side here, we have printings of the gods as well. So this is Freyr, Norse deity. That's Gullinbursti, his pig. But yes, this is Freyr, a very Roman looking version of Freyr. However, I really like it. But yeah, Freyr, love Freyr, god of the elves. And then we have Odin. This is a very popular image of Odin. I love it so much. So much. I have such deep reverence for Odin. And it really upsets me how Odin has been has kind of been hijacked by racists. But yeah, I love Odin. Then we have Uller. This is a very young looking Uller, also a Norse deity, god of winter, god of skiing. He took over and served as the king god when Odin went upon his journeys to learn magic and mysticism. Uller filled in his place. So that's an interesting tidbit. I love Uller so much, so much. I've talked about him many times on this channel. Then we have a printout of, this is just printouts on the computer, by the way. We have a printout of Shiva. This is a particularly sexy version of Shiva. But I love Shiva. Shiva the Destroyer, the Transmuter of Energies, Dark God. I love Shiva. And then we have Apollo. Also, not really how I picture Apollo, but I do like the image. You all know Apollo, Greco-Roman god of the sun, of archery, of singing. He's a very queer god. I love Apollo as well. Then moving on, we've got a little cabinet. On top, we have these little shards of different crystals. They are labeled as to what is in them. Lots of different crystals. Down here, oh yes, back here we have a jar full of olive oil. Then we have this jar of rock salt. Pink rock salt, of course. We have my mortar and pestle. It's not a big one, but I don't really need a big one. So I like this one. Here we have a pumpkin jar. And inside, as you can see, is some incense, among some other things, some old matches. This is part of a spell that I was doing that's not complete yet. But here you go. This is the top to an incense burner that you will see here in a moment. Here is a knife that I use to cut up things. Here is an incense holder. So you just put the stick in there. Here in this is a whole bunch of bay leaves. I use bay leaves a lot, so I like to keep them in mass. Now inside of this cabinet, we have more, more stuff to make with mortar and pestle stuff. So we have herbs. What am I trying to say? Yes, herbs. So many different herbs. A lot of these are kitchen spices that you could find very easily. I don't really keep a lot of exotic herbs that much, not much. This is mostly like basil, oregano, red pepper, herbs de Provence, curry powder, onion powder, celery salt, like things like that. Pretty simple. And then let's see, in the little drawers we have, oh yes, we have a roll-on stick of tea tree oil. And in the other, we have a roll-on stick of lavender oil. Very nice to have. Now, here on top of this, we have some drawers. So in the top drawer, we have more herbs. We have some charcoal powder. We've got some turmeric. What else do we have? We have celery salt. I love celery. It's my favorite plant. We have basil. We have a funnel, a collapsible funnel. We've got cinnamon sticks, cinnamon sugar, some basil again, some hot sauce. This is a green hot sauce. In the second drawer, what do we have here? Okay, we have a candlestick that I need to clean off, actually. It is a Star of David candlestick. This is traditionally burned in Jewish ceremonies, but I own it. Then we have a very dirty plate to burn candles on. Then I have 2 plates in here. I have a third that is green, just like this, but I'm currently cleaning it. These little plates shaped like leaves. Then we've got, we have a mirror plate. Hello, I have no shirt on. Apologies. And then we have, a jar with a cork in it, or a bottle, I guess you would say. Then, moving over here, we have a set of ogham sticks. You've seen these before on the channel. Ogham sticks. Oh, quert. Wonderful. But yeah, Ogham. And then, let's see. In here, we've got some runes. These are my custom runes that I got from Crafts by Moonlight. She's wonderful on Facebook. Go find her. She sells beautiful handmade runes. In this box, I'm hesitant to show, although I showed it many years ago. This is very personal. Very personal. But here is a box full of a lot of different things. Shells, dice, charms, an Ogham stick. If you are not familiar, there's a process called casting the bones, which is a hoodoo rootwork thing. Hoodoo and rootwork is something that is an underlying thing in my practice. I'm from the South, like in the rural part of Alabama. So old conjure work, superstitious folklore, all of that is very prevalent in my practice because it's how I was raised. It's prevalent here now. Conjure work, root work is very big here in the South, and it's practiced by everyone, even Christians, though they would say that they're not doing it. Yes, conjure work, root work is awesome, but that is something that I do. It ties into that, definitely. If you've ever heard of casting the bones, the sticks and stones and all that. Let's see, moving on. We have, oh yes, we have our bottom drawer. This is very messy, you guys. In the bottom drawer, we have some bags, some containers, empty containers that look like Lego blocks. We have this giant container that looks like a corn on the cob that I found at a thrift store, and I loved it. It is full of plastic gemstones, lots of plastic gemstones, and a mirror, a vintage mirror from the 30s. We have an empty bottle that needs to be cleaned. We've got some more wire, like bendable wire. Another bag. Lots of bags in here, like lots of bags. We have a bottle that was previously inscripted to be used for something separate that it will not be used for again. Another bag. Some jars. Lots of jars. Another empty bottle. Some green wire. So there's that. Let's see. Oh, then down here, in this container, we have some string. This is jute. Then we have a bag of chili peppers, dried chili peppers, that I need to get more of soon. I'm almost out. We've got some crystallized frankincense. We have some wooden planks. We have some containers shaped like cats. We have, what is this? Oh, this is just paper to use. We have this, you'll see more of these in a minute. A string with a leaf on it. It came on a candle, and I thought it was just really cute. Here we have some hair. Lots of hair. A tuft of hair. And then we have a jar of buttons. I love buttons in spell work. I keep wanting to make a video about buttons and their use in spell work, but I keep forgetting. Over here, we got some baby powder. We have a giant jar of powder, of white powder. It's a lot of different powders mixed together. It's a custom blend that I will not reveal. I do like to be a little secretive with certain things, like the incenses that I make and with powders and things that I use. Some of them are just, they're used for such personal things that I don't like to reveal what they are. At some point I probably will though. This is actually more baby powder. I use baby powder a lot in Magic, surprisingly. Let's see, what do we have down here? Oh, this is another custom blend of herbs that I use to burn on charcoal as incense. Here's my glass cauldron. I love it very much. Very much. Here is a smaller cauldron that needs to be cleaned out. I love it very much as well. These are candlestick holders that are very covered in wax and dirty. And they do have, you see this one has like a hand woven bracelet around it. And that one has another one of those charms with the leaf on it. Let's see. Oh, and then we have this box with the Om symbol on it. This is where I keep my incense cones. And look, I am almost out. I have 2 left. Usually this is full of Nag Champa. However, currently it is filled with, well, almost empty, of dragon's blood. Then I have this little thing here, which I love very much. And in it are some lighters. Just lighters. And here, what do we have? Oh, and here we have lots of gold beads that I use for knot work and spell work. And here we have some little jars. We also have some, I don't know if you can see that, but we have some nails that I have found in different places around town. We all know about nails used in spell work and jars. This is lots of string, different colored strings. And then at the bottom are some silver rings and jewelry pieces, as well as an elastic string with a chain on it. As you can see, this is very much like... Here we're getting into some left-handed items. Items used in a left-handed path, particularly the nails. Let's see, here we have... Oh, this is infamous. I don't know if I can actually show this to you. Probably I can. So this is fabric, some Kleenex. That is... I really can't show that, I don't think, on YouTube. But it is fabric soaked in blood. It is my blood, so do not freak out. But it is my blood. As well as other substances. This is a little knife, little pocket knife in there with it. Yes, blood work is kind of a thing for me. I talked about it briefly on a live once with Jasmine Ambrosia. Let's see, in this last one we have some... Let's see, a bag. Okay, forgot I owned this. A little blue bag. We have a lot of Asian-inspired temporary tattoos. I use those in Magic as well. I'll put them on my body to manifest things. I will transfer the tattoo over onto a candle. I should make a video of that, actually. That would be interesting to show you. So yeah, we opened all of those. So next we have this little thing, which is so full. Oh, well, yep, that is so full that I can't put the top on it. This is, oh, I always forget how to pronounce it. It's like Yerba. Oh, I forget, you guys, how to pronounce it. Yerba Santo or something like that. It's a plant you can use for smudging. And while sage is usually for cleansing, you can definitely burn this for cleansing as well, but this is mostly used to be burned and smudged to enchant things, to add protection, not really to cleanse energies. It's to like add to the energy, if that makes sense. But lovely. I like it. Has a very interesting smell. Definitely not like sage. Speaking of, down here we have sage. As we all know. We know what that is. We all know what white sage is. Then we have these posters that I have on the wall. This one is for reflexology. Then we have the Zodiac. Just a ditty about Zodiac. This is just reference charts. We have numerology. Over here we have my broom or my besom. I use it a lot in spells and in casting energies. I love my broom. I love my broom. I'll just say that. I love my broom a lot. I use it in Magic and it's phenomenal. Sometimes I use it in place of a staff or a wand. I don't use it just for cleansing. I use it to cast spells, and I love my broom. I love it so much. Up here, we do have this picture of a black and white picture of the forest of these trees that look so climbable, and I love it very much. Over here, we have a reference guide for essential oils, as well as a little wooden figure of the goddess who, about 12 years ago, I laid some gold lipstick inside of her spiral. I don't know why I did that. Then we have my staff, which I don't want to show you too much of, although it is usually in the background of every video, but it is very personal. It does have some foxtails on it. It does have, well, I say I don't want to show you, and then I show you. It does have a crow's feather. It has some ogam etched on it, lots of different jewelry, and items of significance that are very personal. So that is like a power My power staff, very personal staff. We have a reference chart to the chakras. I know some people say chakras. But yeah, to the chakras. We have a reference chart about auras or auras. I say auras. I think it's because I'm Southern. I have a reference for Ogum, reference for runes, a reference for palmistry. And then we have a little mirror. I enjoy doing mirror magic a lot. We have a cauldron dedicated to Vivian, the Lady of the Lake. It is full of jewelry and herbs that are offerings to her. It is on a mat that I really love. Going across the entire room, we have this little scarf. It's just a little St. Patrick's Day scarf, and I really like it. So it's like all around the room in the back wall here. We have this, which was an Indian head wrap. Well, body wrap, actually. Excuse me, not a head wrap. That is just hanging now. We've got this St. Patrick's Day table runner hanging as well, as long as a star-spangled curtain. This is a curtain, but it's just laid against the wall. Over here, we've got some garland that is Valentine's Day. We have got, you know what a torque is, I assume. All of you know what a torque is. This is one that I made myself out of wire and beads. That's a Celtic thing, a torque, to be worn around the neck. But I made it myself. That's why it looks a little goofy. Then we have this ivy. It's fake, obviously. It's made out of paper. But I just like it a lot. We have my bookshelf. I love books. I love books. And there's some over here on the floor too. I love books. But anywho, I do have this St. Patrick's Day garland. I have a flag that is the genderqueer, gender fluid coloring, because I do identify as like gender fluid or non-binary or whatever term you want to use. I have a blue cloak. I love this cloak. Look at it up close. That's really cool, right? It's really cool. Wait, this is my cloak. It has a hood. Love it. I love that cloak. My pride flag. Another one of these curtains just laid against the wall. A sheet blocking off a section of the room. Let's see. Down here, we have some tea light candles. Some cord and scissors that I really need to put away. Some more books. We have this. I've had this since I was about, I would say, 9 years old. There's nothing in it currently, but I really like it. And then in here, we've got some candles. I'm running low on candles, actually. I need to go get more. Over here, we have more of these little charms that came off of some candles that I bought. I just thought they were really cute, and I didn't want to get rid of them. I mean, look, it's really cute. Yeah, just really cute. In this jewelry, this is also vintage. I got this at a thrift store. And here is not jewelry, but more bags. Yeah, more bags, some tape, a container that you can pop open. That is Wonder Woman, her emblem. I have a figurine of a fox in here. The figurine of a beaver. Those are totem animals for me. Oh, we also have this weird charm thing back here of stars. Okay. And I told you this is all going to be very random. And here we have some more string, some jewelry items. This is a necklace. Let's see. In this drawer, we have, lots of things. Okay. We've got a Wonder Woman pendant, a Ankh, a scarab. We have, if I can get it out, we have this, which is, very Cancer, which is my sun sign. We have Cancer, we have the water triangle, and we have the moon, because that is our ruling planet. We have this pendant of a mermaid. There we go. Of this mermaid. And on the back, it says, The sea, once it casts its spell, holds one in its net of wonder forever. And that is by Jacques Cousteau. Love that. We have this pendant, which is also the Cancer symbol. I got this when I was 15 years old. We have a shark tooth pendant. We have a pentacle made out of bone. This is out of cow bone. Alright. And then this bottom one is very, very messy. It's full of just a lot of different necklaces and charms and things. Lots of string, but lots of necklaces that all have different charms on them. Way too many to pull apart and show you. But it's a lot. There's trichetras in there. There's another pentacle. There's a crescent moon. There is a shell that represents the woman's genitalia, I guess we can say. There is an entwined lover's pendant. There's a lot of things in there. More books. On top of a wall hanging that is of the world tree. We have these little, they're supposed to be decorative, but I like to burn them and use them in magic. But it's this like decorative, I don't even know what you would call this. We've got these decorative plant things as well. And then of course moving on to the altar. Below the altar, we have a heart-shaped bottle. We've got a deck of tarot cards, which are my Justice League tarot. We have this green plastic cauldron. Excuse me. In the drawer here, we've just got chalk, index cards, green lipstick, a box of matches. Up here we have an incense burner. I showed you the top to this earlier. Incense burner. We have an arrowhead, ceramics, jewelry. I'm going to brush over this very quickly. Just stuff, pictures of gods I work with, a fairy door, a fairy stone, or a witch stone, a hag stone. You probably heard it called different things. Some more tarot, some runes, some ogum. I love these. I've showed you guys these before. These are my ogum that are inscribed on wooden acorns. I love that. That's Phagos. I love Phagos. Okay. Yes. This is a blade I carved when I was about 11 years old. Lots of stones, a wand inscribed with different ogum and symbols. This is another Santa Claus figurine that I colored to look like the Dagda. Love the Dagda. This is a cauldron where I put offerings to the Dagda, other gods, another staff that I use, which is very just simple. This was a piece of driftwood that came out of the river that I live near. I love the river a lot. This is a chalkboard that I write manifestations on. This is a candle that is currently burning that I have left over from Christmas, actually. And this is my altar, essentially, you guys. It's just two matching nightstands that are different colors sitting side by side. Aluvacanarin, that is a group of spirits that I work with that I briefly mentioned, I think, in my elves video that I made a couple years ago. In this drawer, we have a book on tarot. I love this book on tarot. It's a wonderful reference guide to have. This book you've seen before. That is a reference guide on Ogham or Ogum. These are my Ogum reference cards I made many years ago to help me learn Ogum. But I still keep them around. I love them very much. Yeah, there's other pamphlets on Ogum. Here's a reference on runes. So these are just reference materials. Because no matter how long you are in the craft, you can never stop learning. You never get to... Below, we have a pendulum. And we have a stone. And we have quartz. Below that, there we go. We've got some old books of shadows of mine. Going back to 2005, 2004. And that's essentially it, you guys. There's my cat, Siren. Siren, say hello. And then we have my computer with some more oracle sets, deck sets that I use to read for clients. This is where I do my readings for clients. As you can see, here's a book I've been reading about Kabbalah. Here's a book on Mastering Witchcraft, a practical guide for witches, warlocks, and covens, which was published in 1970. Although this is a reprint. But yeah, this is just my computer. This is where I do things. This is where I cast my readings. If you book with me, you will see this as the background to your reading. And this is where I'm sitting and where I cast my readings for you and where we talk it out. And here is a personal a bathroom with a shower that has a beautiful shower curtain of the sun, moon, and stars. And I use that restroom only for magical purposes. So I do magical showers in there before I'm going to cast rituals. Wonderful, wonderful place. But yeah, you guys, that's essentially it. It's a very simple room, very small room. It's not huge, but I feel like I've utilized the space pretty well. I like it, and it works for me. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this little room tour, and goodbye.